Zelensky went to Snake Island with some flowers and took a selfie. That was cute. None of the headlines said Zelensky, former dance contestant, visits island where heroes said, Russian warship, go fuck yourself. Ukraine immediately printed stamps of that. We need more comedians in charge. Zelensky doesn't fuck around, but gotta keep it light. Things get real dark there real fast. It's a threat of nuclear annihilation, baby. 500 goddamn days of war. 501 now. Is everyone in Putin's inner circle ready to do a Julius Caesar already? I saw a very unfortunate picture of Leonardo DiCaprio next to Putin. Looked recent, too. This is why he's afraid to talk. Too many evil people have bought his time. If I was that close to Putin, I'd stab him in the throat with a pen. My greatest weapon. Don't do that to anybody else, y'all. Well, it'd be a reason to die, to be swarmed by Russian agents and die in Siberia. They may not execute me, since everyone would see I'm doing us a favor. Yo, this is a bad plan. Why send such an emotionally unstable assassin with no combat training? Especially when there's a place waiting for Putin on my lullaby list. Tick, 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 like a bomb. Angelina Jolie is so fucking badass for showing up in Kyiv like 2 months after the war started. She's probably got security clearance to get in any country in the world, and she used that privilege to show her support for this scrappy, war-torn, authentically inspiring land of freedom fighters. Angelina breezed in like what? Like it's hard? She didn't strap on an assault rifle, though she probably could have. All she needed to do was show up and everyone was happy. Angelina's one of those rare celebrities where she brings this light to every room she enters. This is why we need more women directors. No one acts like that for James Cameron. She wouldn't have to fight to bring the best out of people. They would just naturally be their best selves because Angelina. Like most powerful women, especially in Hollywood, she gets so much hate for being different, being brave enough to share her struggles. Plus, she's intimidating as fuck. I love that about her. I need her as a co-learner in the writing lab, obviously. She gets into the thick of global politics and the inherent darkness of filmmaking. She's going to be a really good teacher. Another A-list actress who should be writing and directing too, Winona Ryder. When Girl Interrupted came out, I had already been in a psych ward a few times. Winona and Angelina were a spectacular team. And so was Brittany Murphy too. May she rest in peace. Whoopi Goldberg was exactly the kind of psych nurse everyone needs. Winona really gave everything to that role. Susanna's character arc is soothing and therapeutic to watch. Her characters in Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands were just mirror images of each other, perfectly balanced. Don't tell me you were in those iconic Tim Burton movies and didn't learn how to direct. Tim Burton doesn't know how to direct. He's basically like a visual artist with a team of filmmakers, and that's a really effective method too. Winona's got the best line of dialogue in Black Swan when she's tearing apart her dressing room because she's no longer the lead and bursts into the hallway and scares Natalie Portman. Also, start directing. Start directing too. And Winona just says, "What?" and walks away. You gotta love a well-placed what? Cuba Gooding is it Cuba or Cuba? Cuba Gooding Jr. had a good what in AHS Roanoke when the cop tells him to get a gun to stop what he assumes are hate crimes. What? Winona has this goth aesthetic and intellectual magnitude to write/direct Ukraine Cat Soldier. My idea for an animated, thinly veiled sequel to Pulp Fiction. Can't have an actual sequel now either because Weinstein. Where after a long spiritual journey, Jules is reincarnated in war-torn Ukraine as a cat. Now he's got to use his expert killing skills to defend a bunch of disabled animals from a bombed-out animal shelter and lead them to safety. Did you know cats can have Down syndrome? Also, Private Jules will be voiced by Samuel L. Jackson, obviously, who will be included in developing his own character too. Like, Private Jules is meowing at the babushka that is his person, and in his head he sounds like Samuel L. Jackson, like, come on, woman, I haven't been fed since this morning. Open that motherfucking can of Fancy Feast before I shit in your shoes. That's a bad impression, but you can hear it in your head, right? Except all she hears is meow, meow, meow. She smiles and just scratches his ears. Winona also played an older version of herself in Edward Scissorhands. Much love to any of these wonderful actresses, but Stephen King and I have the same favorite actress, and she's Kathy Bates. Anyone who wants to be in one of my movies, start acting more like Kathy Bates. Anyone wants to... Wait, I already said that part. She could also write and direct the hell out of any of them. I would write a part for Kathy Bates in any film I ever create. She's that good. Annie Wilkes is one of the most terrifying horror movie villains in existence. A metaphor for Stephen King's addiction, she kept Paul drugged up to make him write. That hobbling scene was an axe in the book. Moonlight Sonata was the perfect accompaniment, as Ludwig van must have felt similarly disabled by his disability. Rob Reiner improved a few things. I kind of love the cute relationship between the sheriff and his deputy wife, which makes his death really sad. But the essence of the story, where Annie ultimately brings the best out of Paul by forcing him to follow a formula he's sick of. I intend to be a less severe writing coach, but I want to give out as much love as she did for Paul's work. Kathy made Annie so sympathetic that that's what makes her so memorable and so compelling. This woman is convinced her evil acts are for the best. His work is more important than his safety. Such a sad subtext for Stephen King's life, as his drinking and drug use was spiraling out of control. On Writing is a memoir, and Steve acknowledged that. Sobriety is such a windshield wiper for the dust storm of our lives. James Caan is on my lullaby list too. I gotta cut back on the rage I project at Martin Scorsese. They're dropping like flies. I'm trying not to do it's a coffee table book, like from Throw Mama from the Train here, but honorable mentions of actresses who should be writing and directing too. Kate Winslet, Mila Kunis, Emma Watson, Caitlin Olsen, Alex Borstein, Kate Blanchett, Salma Hayek, Margot Robbie, Whoopi Goldberg, and Miley Cyrus. Tell me that girl can't direct a music video. Miley, your homework assignment is go come up with a concept and they'll tell you how to direct it. Seriously. Oh, and Drew Barrymore. I need more women of color on that list. I'm working on it. Chris Rock should play Carl, the lead in Theater Inferno, the rock opera I'm working on. And the ghost of Carl Anderson, the actor who played Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar, insists. You don't need to twist my arm. Carl says he loved the movie Dogma because he was the Black Apostle. Unfortunately, Dogma is another Weinstein movie, and we can't sequelize it. But Kevin Smith is giving away all of his, royalties. He won't make money off of Dogma anymore, and that's why he has that Mooby's restaurant, because he has, the trademark on the character Mooby from the golden calf Mickey Mouse parody in Dogma. Where was I? I just remembered that. I refuse to make money off of Harvey Weinstein's intellectual property. It's blood money, and I won't asphyxiate us all with that irony. Carl said that movie is why he started playing Judas again. I still do not believe these ghosts are real. I know they're imaginary, so I won't speak for the dead, but that seems likely, right? Maybe the assistant stage manager in Theater Inferno is the new Immaculate Conception, and Carl is tasked with protecting her. Alan Rickman. Maybe he gets a new body, someone like Channing Tatum. I shouldn't be writing this by myself. Chris Rock will make the part funny. He can kind of sing. Everyone can sing. Comedy is the music of language, and he's got good rhythm. According to Scott Thompson, the dramatic lead doesn't sing. He just sleeps with everyone. Don't do that. Everyone can sing if you let go of that ego and listen. Judas screams, "Listen to me," at the end of the first song. To Jesus. Well, isn't that an intense prayer? I intend to do more than pray about it. I don't pray. I don't believe in God. I need to get these writing labs started. My mental health isn't getting any better from here unless I get a contract and pay soon. I had assumed Leonardo DiCaprio was broke or suffering financially or something, but he doesn't seem to have slowed down his lifestyle, certainly not on my account. He thinks he can create a child like that and does not care about STIs. That's unhealthy behavior I cannot be a part of. Jonah Hill's ex-girlfriend is freaking out because she says he was abusive to her in texts, and those texts from him were like the opposite of what Leo sent me. He seemed kind of using respectful language, and he made it clear her pictures made him uncomfortable. Is that valid? It's honest. And he wasn't really mean about it. Leo said nice tits to my pitch video for Theater Inferno. I wore a shirt with cleavage as a test. Leo failed on purpose. His ex-girlfriend got fake tits on purpose because she thought she would get the lead role, who is now a parody of Carl Anderson. This is a cascade of bullshit, and I'm sorry to any short, long, dark-haired, big-ass women I run into on my ukulele walks who are not Camilla. Yesterday, I saw someone who could have been her, and I just burped really loud. I kind of felt like throwing up. She makes me that anxious, and I wish she would stop. I hate giving her attention. It just makes her spiral out worse. I'm just gonna ignore her from here. Leo is still Stanley in Shoot. That writing lab is my first priority. But he needs to start talking to me again soon. If someone else takes the opportunity, I'm too broke and too alone to say no. He doesn't spend time alone. The dog does. I talk to ghosts because I'm lonely. That's really fucking sad, y'all. I deserve better. I need better. I need payment and co-learners. I need to figure out the best person to ask for all this shit, and I think it's Stephen King. My last name is Grady, like the little girls and the racist caretaker in The Shining. Stanley Kubrick is haunting me because he thinks he's co-directing the revival. I'm not dragging that armchair around to every set, goddammit, Stanley. He gets a director's chair like the rest of us. We are co-learners. Leo has been letting me struggle being broke for over a year and a half, while pretending he doesn't have any money because he made that mistake with Camilla. She is so creepy desperate to save her extravagant living space, free cocaine and alcohol. And she thinks she's getting a part in one of my movies. Just stop, go away. Leo seemed to think it's just easier to keep paying for this shit because he's too rich and too autistic to figure out his social circle is exploiting him. Like Rain Man. Or he's kind of like Michael Jackson and just likes young people hanging around because he never aged past 25 emotionally. That's how old he was when I wrote him that letter. Meeting me will mean aging 25 years overnight. Camilla isn't 25, she's 38. Why do actresses lie about your age? Girl, grow the fuck up already. I know I'm a hypocrite, but I'm doing something about it. Get sober, get a life, get some kind of useful skill, get out of Leo's house, and sort your shit out. It's not my fucking job. Now I gotta write another letter to Stephen King. Stay tuned.